don't
Yo,
see the screen.
oh yeah, we already in the building. We already in the building. Let me get with the program. Cause that Moore's Indian Charity School. That I don't know. I guess they unfamiliar with. Cause for some reason we always getting flack. Like Indians ain't Moors or Moors ain't Indian. Like for one, even if we just going off of how other people would have viewed you, other people in the world would have said you was Moors. It didn't even matter. You know what I mean? If you didn't even see it like that, if that's what y'all so stuck on, like y'all went into your little, transportation devices, went back in the time and found out. Yeah, y'all ain't found out nothing. Because the only way to go back in the time is read a book. Read what an elder said, took his time to leave for you, you know? So, we always giving honor to the elders that taught us, and that led the way. But I don't think other people have a good elder that they can refer to,
Right.
or maybe they would, what I'm saying, say some of the stuff the elders say. What I'm saying? Everything they got is so new age.
Yeah.
I mean, it's modern. It's so modern they made it up yesterday.
Yeah. Incoherent. No, I ain't gonna say incoherent, incohesive, and just some ready-made quick input. Now us generation, as hard as we was, we got enough sense to give credit to where credit is due. Y'all just gonna come bogart y'all way, and y'all don't even have fathers. Majority of your generation don't have no male guidance, just off symbolism, let alone organizations that's known for having good skills. So y'all jump the gun and don't have no sources. One thing I know about these people out here is they say, come with them sources. That's their number one little saying. So I ain't putting nobody down. We got a source out here to say, they say Moors ain't from America, Moors ain't been in America. Explain this in the 1700s and why your tribe or people don't exist right around this time. But this do.
Drop
Choctaw came after this, if I ain't mistaken.
for real, for real.
After.
Bro. Even everything. Like, wasn't no U.S., wasn't no Constitution.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't man. We really don't know if it was a great law of peace yet.
We don't
You
need
know what I'm saying?
exactly. But Moors was here as a school.
We know this was it.
The good thing about Indian is it was here, but as we can see, Moors is teaching them.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you can see the
Indians
name,
the status at that point.
right,
But
for
for
Indian education.
indigent education.
Indigents, yo.
You know what I'm
So,
saying?
as Moors being the director of the school, it's probably natural for them to be able to determine the intelligence of the Indians, right? And determine the meaning of Indian. The Moors will have the authority because they behind all this now. Look at that name. Eleazar
Mm-hmm.
Welllock or El Azar. Elazar. And I'm like, well, I like that name because it's close to Elijah. It sounds like
Yeah,
Elijah.
it
I'm,
is
I'm
though.
gonna
It really
start
is.
spelling it. It really the same thing, ain't it, brother?
Hell yeah.
Really, Elijah. That's how I'm gonna start spelling it. Oh, the real. Now, anyway, it do sound like Azardo or Azar, Azarian. So we know that it's more like I don't want to say Hebrew. I want to say Moabite because Hebrews get its language from Moabite. So it's still a indigenous name. It ain't a Slavic name. So we knowing what we dealing with, not an albino person around this time who put up this school. Even though they might paint him as a white man, but we ain't gonna fall for those images. You know, that's what they'll do. Look him up. I guarantee you look that man name up. But here we
Yeah,
go,
it's
the
right
Hebrew meeting. Whom God helps. Wow.
there. Yep. Yep.
Azar to help. That is neat. That is neat. And he is helping the charity school. That is deep. So that seemed like a strategic alliance. That seemed like that was, you know, they named it. They gave him the right name and everything to go handle that mission. That's neat.
It's like
Yeah,
names are important, man. Like people always saying words or spells. That means your name is the biggest spell that will ever be cast upon you.
right. And
You know?
I heard Jews were superstitious like that dealing with the zodiac, and I heard Noble Drew Ali quoted saying that superstitious.
And, like our ancestors with even whatever we want to call a nickname or a tribal name, it was never something to be jostling around. Like they wasn't just kidding when they gave you that nickname. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Not even exactly. You make a lot of sense.
It was always something serious to help propel you. Actually, you know what I mean? Never meant to be a hindrance. It's supposed to be, power. But some of us got some names we don't even know the meaning to, and we wonder why certain energy follows. You know what I mean? Let me get back on. Yeah, because these schools, like they saying, started up there. Let me go.
Yeah, yeah. We done lost the art of naming each other based off our attributes and our characters. Because remember, a lot of Native American basic culture will teach you they'll give you a name based off how they consider you is. And even the Africans, they name their children later on. They don't name them right away. So
Hmm.
we didn't lost the art of putting a name to somebody that's gonna help them reflect and act that out. I mean, but I kind of feel like we do too though, cause we be have
Yeah.
our little homies name in the hood, little Day Day, little Rico, little Smooth, little Swift. Niggas be getting. Sometimes we get it right,
Hey, bro,
you
like
know.
like I was looking at the Mayans. I know. I think one of the goddesses' name is Quila. You know, Quilla. And I'm
Yep.
like, we'll see those names in the hood, Shaquila, Tequila, Quila, and all this, and we be talking, crap like, oh, that's so ghetto, you
Oh
know?
yeah, it's a gang of
No,
them Mayan little names too. It's
no,
very
that's so
similar.
Mayan. That's what it is. It's so Mayan. It's not so ghetto. Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, they just been passing it down, and it's in the genetics. It ain't going nowhere, and they trying to trick us out of it into ebonics, you know.
Yep, yep.
And
They,
the,
they, they chalk it all up to Ebonics. Uh,
mhm.
like you never see nothing but an ebony person with a name like Tequila, you know what I'm saying?
And the
Shaquila.
way we pronounce it and live it is just it's your nature, and they want you to think it's so negative and ghetto, but a Jamaican can come out here barely speaking English and don't nobody make fun of him. A Chinese can come over here and barely hold a form a sentence. Don't nobody talk about them. But if you be yourself, it's a whole problem. Being Shaquila and Lamika and Jamaica, Devontae and all them names. People just mad because you being yourself. Because you know what? That's some type of that's your nature and character to do that. Nobody else can do that. That's why they call it ebonics. It's an energy. You know, it's crazy, man. I wish people can see it, man. It's a spirit, man. Wish
Hmm.
people
And
can.
then make it so bad we spell killer like that sometimes.
Yo,
And
mama
matter
killed.
of fact, that give a whole new meaning to the brother Killer Priest.
Yup, and Killer Cam. Like
Yeah,
that's
shout out to
spiritual
Killer.
behind y'all name, man.
Mhm.
It ain't criminalized like they're trying to make
Not
you think.
it's not. That's why our spirit make us spell things like this sometimes.
Right,
Huh?
with the little ebonics,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah,
To get away
Ebonics.
from they lip. Yup.
Bro, you been killing that, bro. I ain't lying. That's like heaven sent, man. Them people don't even see the genius in it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Come
But
on,
it's
tapping in on that
profound,
shit with
bro.
that ebonics, man. That's our shit. That's your black and brown energy, man.
Real.
They one track minded. They don't have it. They don't have it to be able to go and dissect stuff and make it suitable and bend it and cut it towards, using the carpenter tools of the mind, cutting shit towards, bending towards our will. They can't do it like us. I know it. Ebonics can. Ebonics is the language that allow you to make anything conform to you instead of you conforming to it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
That's that creative mind.
Yeah. God, perfect black, man. I'm telling you, because it's like, even our ancestors, it's one of the brothers, Scott, who be getting on the microphone. I forgot our name. What's that little dark skinned chick, man? Freedom Moore Daddy. Scott. He got a real country accent. A lot of our uncles and southern folk have nice accents and they still get what they want. Cause they Ebonics can will them with the language. It's just a language that it's a mathematical language that will cut shit short for you. It will minimize the delivery of your manifestation. And they try to joke, but it's really a magical language. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving y'all the game, and y'all don't even know y'all blessed with the player's language, the pimp's language, nigga. Yeah.
Yeah. On everything. So Mother Moon, Hispanicized spelling Mama Quila, right? Chua, Mama, Mother, Killer Moon, Mother Moon. So killer means mother.
Hold on.
Come on now. So like I say, so the mother's priest, that's killer priest. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up.
Yeah, it's the same too.
And
where that's from? What country that's from? Oh, that's Inca?
Yeah, that's Mayan. Yeah, Incan and Mayan. Yep.
Oh yeah, I found them in Illinois too, linking up. I just did a video on that. I just found the Incans in Illinois, man. So we all the same. It's all the same shit.
Yep.
It's all the same. Mama Killer. That's deep. Hey. These folks out here, man.
Grand Mayan Tequila.
Grandma Tequila. That's another name. I know too many females named Tequila.
Yeah, let me try to get with this. Cause yeah, we just number one. I'm always think of what I like, what my brother bringing about the ebony people and the ebonics and things that we threw in that bucket. Like it was always a trash bin. You know what I'm saying? And now we got to go in that trash bin and unravel all those old rhymes. You know what I'm saying? We thought that was trash, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine we used to be in the studio with Tupac. We done wrote all these rhymes together. We done threw away about 20 rhymes, and goddamn, somebody pulled one of them out of there and made $1 million. We were like, hey, man, we got to go back in that trash.
That's what I used to tell my cousin in the studio because he's so picky. And I'll be like, dude, we so unique. Anything we drop is fire, nigga.
Fire.
Calm down, bro.
Yep.
I had to stop rapping because of that nigga, man. Because I'm like, content is content, bro. And he want to keep on redoing takes and stuff. I'm like, you too worried about how people think. Like everybody don't think like you, bro.
You're
Like I had
perfectionist.
to get out the music.
Like is you never gonna do anybody who made a song, you gonna always know something that's wrong with the song. Nobody else will know this. You know what I'm saying? Only you. But yeah,
right,
like
they
you
gonna
said,
hop. Exactly.
that's so hard.
That music shit, man. Content is content. Long as you got it, shit, you can build off that until you get it right, man. I love all content because I'm raw anyway. People want to hear you, they like you, they gonna fuck with anything you drop. Real.
Now I hate when they try to see that one. I gotta go to Google. I don't be liking this. I don't like Yahoo sometimes. Man, they playing real stupid. Oh, I got the wrong damn spelling. Let me see. They still gonna act dumb, but
Man, what's going on? I rock with you, Calico. Hey, I'm like, yo, damn, boy, it's like dead bodies out here. What if it's like we destroyed the whole world? Like I mean, like in a real nuclear bomb, everybody dead and shit. But like consciousness, like what if we just let off a nuclear bomb and it's just us and shit? We don't even know it.
I'm talking about that's what it's really like on the conscious level.
It's like,
you know what I'm saying? Bro, for a long time, like let's say if I'm around a person like you, bro, like everybody else be so sleep, it'll be like a TV show. I'd be like, bro, don't nobody hear shit I'm saying right now, bro. But you, and I'm talking, they'd be within 5 feet of me, and I'd be saying that, bro. And I promise you, you're gonna be able to look at everybody's face and know that nobody can hear us, bro.
Nobody can hear. I'm glad you know what I'm talking about. This shit is weird as hell, bro.
Like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, it's like that. And the people was just in the other live. You feel me? Like ain't no way they wouldn't be here, but it's what you call it, YouTube doing them like that.
These motherfuckers literally ain't got no ears for this shit. It's like weird. It's beyond me. I don't know who. It's like, are they meant to be slaves, or are they just is God, is Allah blinding them as a punishment for ignorance? It's like, damn, this is goofy shit. Cause life just too sweet. Cause I know you. I mean, once you get in the Quran, you gonna really know what more science is in the Quran. This is just about using your mind to control everything, right? So this all I'm trying to teach these people. When you eliminate your lower self and tap into your higher self, your third eye shit, nothing can go against you. I don't give a fuck what. That's the supreme science of a Moor Shemari. They are so scared to learn this shit because they're afraid to be on their own and leave for themselves, I think. They're just afraid, So, like, being a Moorish American is being able to freely think, make your own decisions, and can't nothing go against you because can nothing go against Allah. Nothing can go against the Creator God, Y'all folks wake up, man. Yeah, I was just on Root Word. I mean, I was just on what his name? Real Rap channel. And I was over there building on, in the chat, Root Words, and got his mind right. He like, you right, PNF. You the greatest teacher all the time. I just shut them up with that chalk shit and all that. Ain't no more is here shit with the Saga Moor. And bro, I ain't even show the other shit I got. Yeah, they just gave me my credit. They know what it is.
Hey, bro, people act like they don't be paying attention. But I'm like, man, A1, I'm like, bro, boy, you spitting my whole script, bro. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I heard you tell them that. I heard you say
like nobody in the who the hell say the or the means God? He heard me beating up on Root Words. You remember I was beating up on Root Words? You know what I'm saying? Like I beat that in the Root Word. Like, you know what I'm saying? He Root Word probably went over there talking that shit. Now he got everybody understanding the sign that he be making me beat him up just so he can get some jewels. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what all these dudes be doing. I don't be understanding them. It's like they can get that without getting beat up.
I'll call them niggas information sexuals or infosexuals.
Yep.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? They some sex addicts, info addicts. These niggas that do anything, you know, like buzz downs. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, infosexuals, info hoes, man. These niggas info thoughts. Real. That's serious. This shit is weirdo shit.
Yep. Or thieves or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Info thieves. Definitely. They ain't gonna say where they got it from. That'll be saying
right. Now what I'm saying is like, boy, this shit some creeping down low informational shit. Like nigga,
you can tell when they got some shit that they don't got no source, because that shit be ludicrous. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be like that's no way that's the truth, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
that be their own information.
Hey, I'm cold at this shit. Like, I just probably met you like the last few years ago, Calico. I've been doing this shit like 8 years, right? I promise you. I just throw a little bait out there. They all be taking this shit, and this all their careers crashing. This nigga Tariq Nasheed been taking my shit for years. All these niggas, bro, it's just weirdos. Just all them fell for my traps, one by one, just going down. Goofy ass nigga.
Well, before I ever put a video on my channel, I was putting videos on my boy Alhambra Society. I was on that channel, and they ended up snatching that bitch down not like a couple years ago. So I finally started putting some of my videos on my channel.
Right.
But man, you know me, I was in the streets for real, like, and I don't mean thugging, I mean like I really been out there on the chalkboard in, you know what I'm saying, in my city, in my hood.
Right, really teaching shit. Yeah,
really linking up on the weekend, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like real for a while. I'm talking about, I sat and learned more than anything. But when they asked D. Calico to teach, I show out. You know what I'm saying? Like for one, I remember, man, it was really nothing better than linking up with all those brilliant minds, man. And like, man, I remember it'd be times, because, you know, all of that knowledge be like born. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I would make it somehow fun. You feel me? Somehow I'm making this you know, this damn this sleepy, deep ass knowledge. I'm making it so interesting to the point we out here laughing and all, man. I'm talking about the OG told me, he was like, man, he said, bro, he say, man, I don't know how you do that. Like, how is you making this so goddamn fun? You know what I'm saying? Or so humorous. He say, bro, I don't know if you realize, but he say, laughter is the highest form of intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Or humor. Humor is the highest form of intelligence. So to be able to make everybody laugh takes a lot of intelligence. You know what I'm saying? And then it wasn't just what I'm doing, it's how I'm doing it. I ain't just doing it like some Kevin Hart at the Google. We over here talking about brilliant knowledge. And I'm showing how we've been hoodwinked, how we've known things and didn't realize things. You know what I'm saying? And now we seeing it right here. Like, whoa, this is what it's been telling us all along. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. God dang. That's why they took my Facebook, man, because I had too much heat on it. Too much heat. I been had the giant post about the Moor's charity school right here in my city, Temple. And now they trying to act like it's hard to find. I wish I knew the Connecticut. Yeah, that's cool. Connecticut, cool. Bring me back down to Temple.
Yeah, they telling on themselves, man. Cause Britain wasn't Britain at the time in 1754. It had just became in like 1730 something. It became Britain, and it was the UK. It was something called the United Kingdom. It was still under Rome at the time, so Britain didn't have no power to be in America at that time. They didn't get to America till like 1850. So just that's why they say it's a Scottish man. You know, his name is Eleazar Willock, and it mentions something about Scott and another group. All that's fake because Scott is in America. It's called Pinup Scott Indians. You can look it up. These are these Indian Catholic people who try to recruit these Indians out here, man. But these are niggas. This Moors Indian school, man, that is nothing but the Romans, man, or these Catholic people.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my take on it. Because when you using more in Latin, you talking about these Catholic godly people, right? I think the Islamic Muslim part is gonna bring in a more of a patriarchal Abraham, what they call Abraham. And the Morion is gonna get X'd out. We're gonna forget about all of the ideologies behind that, and they're just gonna butter that up with what we call Catholicism. That's just a little rinky-dink explanation for that. Catholicism. You feel me? And then Arab Muslim is the cover up for the Caliphate Muslim or the Caliphate. See, they got all these counter stories to hide what's really American. Just like Moors is right here in 1700, teaching Indians, giving them a school, showing you that they're bummy and dusty. No disrespect, or they just probably little children, because it could just be a charity school to children. But I want you to pull some up right quick if you don't mind. If you don't mind, could you pull up Moormast, or you? I think it's yeah, I think it's Moorring, mooring mast, mooring mast. So if you look at that more, if you look at that more, and we looking at that technology, I can go in there and show y'all on Jared Booster's channel how he's showing the blimps back in the 1700s. So if he had that more charity school, that mean we was already flying airplanes back then. You feel what you see what I'm doing with this? See, it's the Moors charity school. So the Moors was the people who had the airplanes back then, and it wasn't no Europeans. So the mooring mast, and it go back to the Atlantis and Jared Booster's channel showing you the blimps and all that, the hot air balloons. That mean we've been doing this, and the Indians have not. You see how easily I broke that down?
Yep,
Come on, man.
that's right. Hold on. So the mooring mast been out how long?
Okay, so
When was it created?
according to Bro Sanchez went back 800 years.
That the
He
mooring
went
mast
back
was
800
created?
years.
Yeah, that's tough.
So if we look at the Moorish charity school in 1700, and we would look at the Muslims, not the Muslims, the Caliphate, they had the hot air balloon for 1,000 years and the windmill. So if we look at this technology and the Eiffel Tower, it's easily to believe the Eiffel Tower was a sky city powering ancient sky cities. The importance about this is to be a Moor, you had to be an aviator or a navigator. So that special name is letting you know that they was, high up people, not no rinky dink people. Come on, man. And they wanna it's hard to white out a Moor. It's hard. And they'll throw a Moor on the cracker name so quick and say Roger Moore, Murphy Moore, and put a little white face up there. Moore is the most hardest name on earth to steal for a Slav. I'm gonna tell y'all. So this is very suspect because 1700s European of the albino stock was still in slavery, y'all. And that's where we're really messed up in the brain because we don't want to accept that. You don't want to accept it.
Damn. So they had masts on ships early as 7th century BC.
Yep. been doing this. You can look up windmill ships, how long they've been using windmill electricity on boats, and you can see that this technology is nothing new. Windmill boats, electric. I think it's Persia 2,000 years. I think it's 1,400 years ago for the Moors with windmills on boats, ancient windmills. So dealing with mooring mast or ether electric blimps and zeniths,
Yeah, fourth millennium BC.
right? The
They say
oldest engine.
they say first sailing ships were created, and I guess they had them on that mother sucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why.
Since we talking about Moors, you know what I mean. But history of windmills covers not only last 1,000 years of inventions and development, but it's older times when our earliest civilizations experimented with harnessing the power of wind. Okay, post mills, 11th, 12th century. Tower mills, 12th century. Smart mills, 17th century. Wind pump mills, history of wind pump. Uh, I just was that. Oh yeah, matter of fact, I can do this too. Hold on, I just had.
Yeah, I'm back. My bad. Okay.
All good.
All right, let me show you on the other channel. It's late as hell. It's 4 in the morning. I didn't know it was this late. Shout out to Lord Damian Wire. If you still in here, this is a good little bill. People will see it. But yeah, next year I'm coming. I'm hopping out people channel. I see the LGBT. Like I
Yeah,
been said, I knew they was coming.
where you seen that bull crap, man? That was
Yeah.
sad. Like it was so it hurt. Really, I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers that damage, motherfucker that damn damage. You know what I'm saying? And or want to be right that bad. I mean, motherfuckers saying there's no such thing as good and bad. Like they just gonna make me debunk Bobby Hemmett. You know what I'm saying? Because I be being cool. That's why I say when I be giving that tier of master teachers, Bobby Hemmett ain't at the top. Bobby Hemmett is towards the beginning stages. You know what I'm saying? After you done got all of Dr. Henry Clark and Dr. Ben that you can get, then you should move maybe to a Bobby. Then step your game up and get to a Khalid Muhammad. Then get to a C. Freeman L. Then, you know what I'm saying? Then move up the damn ladder. And I meant get all you can get from each one. But ain't nobody got all they can get out them people, man. People scared of them teachers, man. They scared they're gonna learn something. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I guess they might be most scared they're gonna outgrow them damn teachers. You feel me? That's what it be boiling down to. I know I grew them. That's why I studied all I could. It wasn't no more for them to give me that I could find because they're not living. I didn't went and got all they can give to the point I hear them repeat themselves more than anything. And I'd be right. You know what I'm saying? Like I come from the age where we really took notes, man. You know what I'm saying? We really took notes listening to these teachers, man. That mean that's how we could hold them to their word. I could tell him what he said because I took notes. If he go against his own word, then I know you know what I'm saying? I know I'm one. I know I wrote down exactly what he said, and I went and researched it, whether he was right or wrong. If he, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on. Just like being able to press rewind. So, yeah, matter of fact, just touch back on these Sagamores and these Indians that are Moors. Rub it
I
in a
just
little
shared it
more.
to the other channel. I'm trying to get about 3 people up in here, 4 people. But
Yeah, it's
I
three
know
right
people
now.
gonna see the video anyway. But we just going at these people who, I mean, we ain't going at nobody. We teaching y'all, but everybody is anti-Moorish. But one thing we do is the scientific method. When we doing debates, we show sources and we do intelligent rebuttal. That means we don't call each other names. So anybody who do that is already disqualified from having information, right? You feel me? We not doing no name calling. We doing it the academic college way, the college scientific way. So what I want to do is sweep every channel and prove they some kids or illiterates. And anybody who claim to be the real deal, we challenging them too, right? Challenging everybody this year. When New Year strike, I'm going to Taharka. I'm going to every more channel. Everybody who got a YouTube channel for consciousness, I'm coming to your doorstep.
You smell me? You right. Because ain't none of them above reproach. So it's
None
like,
of them.
so Targa need to know what he doing wrong.
I
You know what
just
I'm saying?
commented on his channel because he's steady. He finna do an interview with Phoenix Moon. It's like, dude, we already exposed Phoenix Moon. It's over with. What are you talking about? It's over
Like,
with. Indian is falsehood. It's a game. It's a joke. We got buildings in
he trying to get his
Connecticut.
followers back up. He trying to get his followers
Yeah,
back up
trying
because
to get his
lost his
following up.
channel. He lost his channel.
Yeah. He say he took the videos down because he think Tariq Nasheed gonna flag him. That's what he said. He ain't
That got
doing
nothing to do with
videos.
all your years of videos. That got man, that was the truth. Come on, he lost the followers too. He got like when I looked, it was in the hundreds, like
Yeah.
2.8 the next day.
And
It was like
then
wasn't even
and
700.
then look at this. This what a lot of people ain't realize. And since Noble Drew Ali been accused of touching them kids, a lot of more's been quiet. Y'all ain't peeping that though.
Yeah. They dirty more for that.
Yeah, they dirty Moors because they don't got the spirit of rebuttal. Because listen, I got the ultimate rebuttal for that. Like I said, he ain't never did a day in jail. Nigga, our accusation is what it is.
Yeah,
Nigga,
it's just
did
that.
he go to prison for that shit? Shut the fuck up, nigga. That's all they had to say. Somebody who they accused of stealing money said he was fucking with little girls. Okay, anybody lie, nigga. The feds lie every day, nigga. Fuck is you saying? That's all they had to say. But now they all running like cowards because they all hiding something they damn self.
And
Nigga.
in this day and age, in the last look like a couple hundred years, if anybody that's great, any of our people that's been great, they always accuse them of the same damn thing. You know
Same
what I'm
shit,
saying?
sexual shit,
It's
all
like
on
oh
sexual.
yeah, like we can't keep our shit in our pants type shit. Like
Right.
man, these motherfuckers try to make us sexual objects.
Yeah, because they trying to sell that, black man less than out the white woman shit. And and like I say, I try to tell a motherfucker quick, to get off of that stigma that comes with, having to look up to Noble Drew Ali as a prophet. He's just a man, a brother man. I don't worship no man. He taught me some game. How many pimps they might have had hoes? or gangsters who went to the pen taught you some game that damn near saves your life. You feel me? You damn near sagging your pants or you looking like a goofy on the corner and old school. Man, look, man, you looking real. You feel me? You looking wide open, man. Niggas can do something to you, young blood. Tighten up, young blood. So he went to jail. So I'm supposed to, I ain't gonna take his game because he went to jail, nigga.
Come on,
Niggas
man.
don't make no sense, nigga. No, but Ali gave me some game, and that's it. Holler at you. Now, I ain't never got to see him again. But his game is the coldest game, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why you niggas got to attack his sexuality, nigga. Because you niggas are hoes, nigga. Fuck out of here, nigga. I'm the best arguer ever when it comes to the prophet, nigga. They say he was in the circus, now he a goddamn molester. You niggas is weak, nigga. Fuck you talking about Indians is bird dash, nigga. And the black man, what he do in prison? Booty bandits.
Bro,
So what?
if a person was a young athletic person, goddamn, and that was his job, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, if he would have been a paper boy, you know, they would have said that too. They would have been, man, your prophet was a paper boy when he was a kid. You know what I'm saying? And he went and he delivered papers to a gypsy door one day.
Right,
Man,
man, that nigga was delivering papers, nigga. You know
yeah,
exactly that's how they say that
yep,
shit.
yep. They mad because he might have been athletic and all this other shit, you know,
Right.
good
That
with
nigga,
animals. You're like, damn, chicken. The animals do whatever he say. Like, shut the
yeah,
fuck up.
that was right, exactly. That
You
nigga
know,
speaking to animals, nigga. That nigga
yeah,
slow.
that nigga dumb as hell. That nigga just
Talking
a
to no
circus.
damn animal, nigga.
He's just a circus nigga. Yeah, man.
Oh man.
That's just how
Nah.
them clowns is, man.
So I figure like this. This what I figure. This is what I figure because I know Africans and other nationalities. They know better than to waste their time on idiots. We have a nation of mentally ill people that we think is our people. You know how many fucking jobs it is out here available because of these mentally ill motherfuckers? Nigga,
Yep.
we better start getting into the industry. That's what I'm finna tell them, nigga. They ain't finna wake up. So we got employment for hundreds of years. Cause as long as they don't want to wake up, we getting the jobs. Shit. That's what I'm gonna tell your ass. $100,000 a year starting for physicians, psychologists. Shit. Come on, y'all. Wake up, Moors. Be the leaders. Be the government. Get these checks if they want to stay stupid.
Yep. Yep.
Let
Like them.
us get the checks and run these immigrants out of here. Like, look, you goddamn immigrant. No disrespect, but these is my retarded ass relatives. So I'm gonna be on top of their ass, not you. I'm taking care of their retarded asses. That's what I'm preaching to every nigga. Get a
Not
job.
when I foot on their neck like other like the black people do.
Nah,
Man,
I'm gonna be nice to them. I just want my check. Shit.
man, we gonna make all kind of programs for them. We gonna get them
All
right.
types of programs. And that's what the Moors need to be doing. Charity schools. And that's why it's prophetic that you did this video. That's all we need to do. Charity. Y'all. We right here. We work for y'all. Come on. Come on in here, y'all. Come on. Get you some soup and crackers. Sit on down and sing a song. Nigga, this little light of mine. Sage more. That literally say sage more, don't it?
Yeah, I see. That's what I said. Yep, sage more. Mm-hmm.
Dang. Wow. He's a sage. That so when they say they talking to the Indian sage, this who they talking to.
Yep,
Come on, man.
yep. But these niggas be claiming like these Algonquins, they be claiming that they not Moors, right?
This what I did with that Gongonquin. This how I did that because I know it's Yoruba. I mean, not Yoruba as they know it, as far as because I know Yoruba mean Black Bay, but it's really because we know Al mean true.
Thank you, bro.
It's
I'm
really
allowed to break their ass down. I'm gonna go ahead though.
let me break it down right quick. It's Algonquian, right? It's Algun Kawaun. So we dealing with Ogun. Ogun Kawaun, which is gonna go into that Kawaun University in that Carolina. So we dealing with that Cairo goon, that black goon. So these is black gods we dealing with that true Algon, that
Mm-hmm.
Algon Kawai Kayun, I mean. That's
Yeah,
what
that
we
good.
really dealing with. Kawaun, I mean. Or
Yeah, that
Kawayun.
like that.
Yeah, they just
Yeah,
shorten it. See that English always gonna shorten the word. You feel me? It shortens. I know that's that going. I can sense it because the Africans got the same language. Why do you think these silly abos is trying to say it's Latin now? Because they found out this is such things called Romance Latin, African romance. Look it up. And your boy was a fucking conqueror over here, Alfonso. It's called the Treaty of uh, D'Alfonso, Ildefonso in Illinois. These Latin-speaking Africans was searching for these motherfucking Inca kings and these Moor kings over here, slaughtering their ass. That's why we got this Algonquian on both sides, this Yoruba this black Latin. But I'm gonna go over that another day.
hey, see, watch this. Like you said, Al. You know what I mean? Showing that like there's no reason I should be able to break down these native words if it wasn't all, you know what I'm saying? Like it's the same etymology of Hebrew. It's the same etymology of Egyptian word. It's Afro-Asiatic. It connect, you know what I'm saying? With what we call it
Algonquian,
anything else, right? Because you got the Al, like we're gonna say the in this language, you know,
right? The
the,
Gonkawan,
and then I love how you said the goo, because that that don't change. What I'm saying is the gon is like the
right?
gan, like
Yo, the Gon.
organic, or the gan means the garden. Yeah.
Ooh,
So
we.
watch this. So the gan or the gon meaning the original,
Yep.
oregano. It's original, and then this kin, it means five. Kin. You know what I'm saying? Just take that A out of the,
Oh,
kin.
like quintuplet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Quintuplet,
Yeah, that
right?
means five. So it's saying the original five tribes.
Ooh, Judah callers. Man, come on, ain't nobody fucking with Calico.
You feel me?
Ain't nobody fucking with
You
you.
feel me? And I'm talking
Ain't
about
nobody fucking with
these
you. If you
niggas
did that on
would
the
try to
first
tell
try,
me
you just did
otherwise.
that.
You feel me? I ain't lying to you, bro. Like,
That man
like these
just did that
niggas,
on the first.
like, and how can I do that unless goddamn all these languages the same?
It's the
You know,
same. It's the
you know what I'm
same.
saying?
It's the same. It's
There's
just
no
different
reason.
dialects
Like these
sometimes.
niggas correct you quick. Oh, we not we Algonquin. Okay. Well, in that case, that's even more motherfucking Moorish, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You Algonquin.
Yeah, but look, they man chiefs is called sagamores.
Exactly.
Man, if once you go into Sashim, if you want to do it, yeah, you said let's do it this video. I think this the video, right? Let's do
Yep.
it this video. Go to Sashim right quick, and I'm gonna show you on the map, and I'm gonna show you first. I'm gonna show y'all how it's pronounced. Sashim Wikipedia. If you can go to the Wikipedia though,
Hold on. Okay.
watch this. They gonna break it all down. Cause we already know Sagamore. It's just easy. Anybody with their right mind can know Sakim,
Yep.
Shaka. We dealing with Shike, Saga, Shag, Sage, all the same.
Yep.
You know,
Joaquin.
right?
Yep. All that.
Wakim, Hakim. These are Muslim
Joaquin.
names. So that's the whole trick. Ha, Ra, Sa.
Yes,
It's
sir.
the
Right
same
there.
word.
Like,
Okay, right. Wikipedia, right up there. Sation. You can get you a little zoom in a little bit and we can go to work right quick. This word right here is the Indian killer. This is the end of the Indians right here. This little word right here. This is the end, y'all. Now, this article is about the Algon. What did you say? The first five Paramount chief, the Algonquian, because he right, he on it. But paramountcy means number one or the top flight. That means ain't nobody on top of him or them. So that means their word is going to be over everybody else. That's why you can take this word over any other fake Algonquian or Choctaw or whatever they is. As you can see down there up under Kashike, it says Sagmaw. Sagmaw. So you can put the S behind it, it's gonna be Maws in the country little American Negro way, vernacular. How we say miles, they wouldn't say Moors like a perfect English, they would just say miles. Now, if you can go down some, brother, I'm finna break this down and then we gonna go to something else called it's called Whopper nigga. It's on this same page and it's gonna prove who the Moricans is. It's on a map. Okay, let me see. Right here. Let me see a little bit down. I think it's right up under there. If I am mistaken. If I am mistaken.
Hey, it ain't no accident when they be always putting these statues and images in all brown.
And all brown. Yeah, they know that's the red brown man. They significantly want you to know it ain't the black man, but it's a dark
Man,
brown man.
man, I know an OG look just like this. They call him Uncle Joe. I'm gonna have to show Uncle Joe
Too
this.
many niggas.
And
They're accurate. At least they accurate. They letting you know what we look like.
look like Amp,
You
man,
know,
look
but
like
we significant. I know too many niggas with that face.
ain't lying.
Too many. My aunt, come on, man. Please.
Yep. Hold on one second.
And then I'm really starting to be suspicious. Oh yeah, he said, hold up. For y'all out there, I'm really starting to be suspicious about that Shem. That Shem probably Kim and Kemet stealing from Shem. You know, the brother Shem that the Hebrews is stealing from. But I did hear some Hebrews say that they built Kemet, that the Hebrews, you feel me, that they teach that that's their technology. But Sakim is definitely looking like they stealing from the Kemet. You know, that's just me. I just see that Akeem. I'm feeling like Shem in the Bible is really Kim. It should be Kim, not Ham. See, they try to take Ham and make him Cam, but I think Shakim or Kim or Shem is really who they stealing it from, cause it's Shem, Ham, and Noah. You feel me? That's just why I'm going with it.
My, what you say? Wapanog?
Oh yeah, I'm back. My God.
Who's the Wapanog?
Okay, I can't even see the screen. I think it's under that dude, under that brown dude. But I want to
Oh,
read that first.
Wong Nook. Oh, hold on.
No, no, that brown dude. You see that blueprint? It say Whopper nigga. Go there last. Don't go there. Don't go
Yeah.
there first. That's Whopper nigga. That's
With Eastern
easily you can easily say Whopper nigga, Monsi, which is another way of saying Mancy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you Mancy, Mandy. It's gonna go into the same word.
Hey, this Mun or Moon, and then we
Yeah.
know C could represent the fact your eyes, right? And that's why they had the moon eye people. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
that's
saying?
what that's exactly what it's finna say. It's finna be the moon. I'm telling you, that's exactly what it's finna say. But I wanted to show you something else first before you get into that. That's finna kill
Okay.
them. That when you go in there, go down there to that sounding off of Sagamore. Had to pronounce Sagamore. It's finna prove. It's finna
Go to
prove
where?
some excellent stuff. Right down there at the bottom, right up under there, this the pronunciation, the cognate words, where it say cognate. Not right there, down some more. Go down. Yeah, right up in
Yeah,
there. Now, these are the Proto-Eastern Algonquian words from each division, Central, East, and West. So this the whole country. Now, Proto on the East of New York, it'd be Sacamau. Just say Mau. So if you say plural, it'd be Sacamaus. Narragansett, which is an African tribe, is Sakim. Sakim. Lenape would be Sakima. Right? You see what's going on here? So it ain't Shashim. It ain't, you feel me? Now, uh, look at that go down to Proto Central. Proto Central is a Hakama, like Hogma. Yeah, I ever heard the word Hogma. Hakima. So this where the word
Yeah,
Hakim come
like
from.
we said Hakeem. Then come on, you did that now.
Right. We already said that. That's what I was telling you.
Yeah.
So that's not a Muslim word from Arabia. That is fake.
And we told them how the G and the K and all this C and all that interchange. That's why they saying Saka when it's we know it as Saga more, or even this
Exactly.
Sakum, and then they saying Sagmo and they saying the Q, Sakama, you know what I mean? You got the OG, Og, with no S, you feel me? Agma, yeah, Gma,
Right.
come on.
Now let's go to Ojimwa. So Ojimaya is also a language, a Mayan language, which is considered a foreign language in Europe. So Ojima or Njima, Jimaya,
Mm-hmm.
Jimaya, right? Now go down there to northeast, it's Ushimaya, like Ushiwali, Uchimaya,
Uchima, Uchima.
Uchima.
Uchimaya,
Now,
yeah, Uchimaya. There's two
now
A's.
Naskapi is a language. It's called Naski, and it's Ayushima, and that's Yuchi. That's the
Nas.
Yuchi tribe who was
Yeah, you
kicked
know
out
that
of
Nas
Florida.
the serpent. Yeah.
Uyuchi Mall. So if you put an S on it, it would be Yuchi Malls. Now you get that MAAW, you get that long draw, that malls. That's the malls. So that's Moors because it's Sagamores. It's the same word. Ochima, Ojimayas. So all these tribes is the damn same because they all speak Algonquian. So that means they're all Moors. This whole little Sachem site proves all Algonquian speakers are Moors. That means every Indian we ever debated is a retard. Tell me I'm lying.
Oh God.
On God. So on
Hey,
the
and,
icing
and
on
then
the cake,
and
yeah.
then niggas want to act like they not Kemites. Nigga,
And
you
when I act like they ain't Kemites. So that's the African American connection, nigga. What is you talking about? That's the supreme African connection. And the Anishinaabe, you see that. Anishinaabe, that's the Bay, right? There go your Bay right there. There ain't no saying Bays ain't from here because that's exactly how you pronounce it, right? So Ojima is also a Japanese. It's a Japanese country. So that Turk is an Asian language by itself. So not only do we get the Kimite, we got the Asian trifecta. You know, now you can go up there to that Wapi nigga right quick, and I'm finna really blow y'all mind. And now should not be mowing. Ojibwa Wabi mowing. Wow.
who the hell
Yeah.
that put their face on there?
Right. She put up. She still look like one of us though, but she in there
Yeah, yeah, she
with that
did that.
wide nose.
Yeah, the Delaware language, also known as the, and she got on the turban, pretty
Yeah,
much.
and the
You know what
turban.
I'm
She
saying?
ain't playing. She
Yep,
rapping.
yep. Got on that more, you know what I'm saying? Look like a family crest type of jewels we wore. You
Okay.
know, the
Yep.
Delaware
It's a
language, the Lenape languages, or the Munsi, or
Mun. Yep. That's the moon people. That's deep.
Unami, Unami,
Unami.
or
Tsunami.
like
Unami.
Naomi. Like how we got Naomi, we'll put the vowel after the end. They got it
Yep.
before the end.
Unami.
You know what I
Unami.
mean? Yep.
And I
Unami,
wanted to let me
Uniami,
see. All
Uniami.
spoken aboriginally. Yeah, so they aboriginals now. Eastern subgroup. And they call themselves more, so I see the cover up. Also, look at that name, Ijima, Ojima. That's Ogam. It's a language called Ogam language too, y'all. That's found in America. Don't forget that.
Yeah, when you was
Ogam,
talking about this here, I mean, yep, it's saying Ojiba, Ojibwe, Ojibwa, Ojibwa.
Ojibwe. I bet you it's Ojibwe,
Mm-hmm.
Ojibwe, and they just trying to, make you seem like it's not a bay, but it's a bay. It's
Mm-hmm.
definitely a bay.
Yeah, that's why they got it right
Ojibwe.
here. The next one, third one, OG boy.
Hmm.
Yep. So that's what they were trying to pronounce each with the WE and the WA. It was the same way. You know what I'm saying? Even right here, Och, Ochi boy. Because like to take
Yeah.
that B, they used the P to pervert the B. So it originally had that B. And they would have put that P on there. That's when they started touching this word. Anishi. Uh, uh, and we be having all them names like Anisha, and this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that's,
Nisha. We do a lot of that. Nisha,
oh, yeah, we killing that.
Nika, Misha. From all our names, man, because don't nobody else do this. Don't nobody else do it subconsciously.
Exactly. Thank you. Now that's how deep it go. It don't get no deeper than that.
It's the ancestors, man. They can't beat us, man. And that's what all our master teachers always taught. That we do it on the astral plane, the soul plane, the ether plane, all planes, man. We got representatives, you know.
No lie. Let's see, and I don't know why these people be playing with the Yamasi top and the Washita. Like these people really be playing with these people. Like these fake Indians ain't honoring the Washita. Oh no, hold on. Let me go. See, they don't like how it's associated with Moor Science Temple. Uh, Washita, they ain't come from the Washita River. Yeah. Washita history. Hmm. They notice where Washington come from. EmpireWashita.org. Many people, yeah, people be hating on these Washita. Matter of fact,
Okay. Man, they had that President Harold Washington in Chicago, man. I know he was in Washington. Man, that's
man,
crazy.
they don't like to listen to this kind of stuff right here. Straight
Yeah,
from the
they
horse.
ignore this. That's
Yeah,
crazy. That's crazy how they ignore this out of history. And the Yamasee too. That's so disrespectful.
yeah. These the oldest tribes. Ain't nobody predating these people. Them Yamasee and these Washita. That's why they be hating. They gotta take a back seat to these people,
You
especially if you don't claim to be them. Man, why are YouTube playing like this?
the lunar mounds.
I'm finna go on to YouTube. It's loading slow as hell. Hold up. Yeah, I made this last little video just to slap them.
Wow.
That's why they don't be understanding. Like, ain't no Indian, wasn't no Indian playing no games with the Moors back when these type of videos was getting made. These from the 90s,
Right.
man.
Yeah.
Like, been doing this. Like, this been what it was. Now you Johnny come lately is just waking up. Like, you literally could have heard about this when you was young, but you just didn't. That ain't nobody's fault but yours and your family, whoever.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You can't blame nobody. I ain't never heard we were Moors. You didn't even know you was an Indian until the other day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a while till you realize a lot of things. There we go, bro.
Now we come to
Oh,
a
that's
place
Frank Joseph.
right here, Louisiana. And what do we find? We find the
He ain't a bad, you know, pale person. You know what I'm saying? He a good
city
person.
known
Oh
As far
yeah,
as
I
his
remember him.
information is always
I
good
remember
information.
him.
I like Frank Joseph information.
city in North America. And what does it look
Yeah, I might have to just get a little bit of this. You heard, spit that back out.
place right here, Louisiana. And what do we find? We find the oldest city, known city in North America. And what does it look like? It's a very unusual place. It is made up of concentric rings. Now, when archaeologists first found Poverty Point, they found it from the air because it's so huge, between 20 and maybe 50,000 people that long ago lived in this great metropolis. Now, when they found it from the air, it looked like an octagon, like half of it. But since then, we learned that it was a complete ringed settlement. You have alternating rings of land and water. Not only that, in Poverty Point, you have the exact same sacred numerals that Plato discussed. He said, in Atlantis, the people of Atlantis worship the numbers, not worship, excuse me, revered sacred numbers 5 and 6, because 5 represented the male principle, 6 represented the female principle. By being male, female, you go over here, you see the same numbers, 5 and 6 repeated. Not only that, these concentric rings are bisected by canals. Archaeologists now know that these rings were separated by sources of water. Exactly the same. But now, here it is. I think the real kicker for that. Poverty Point was made about 1500 BC. That's sure, about 1,500 years before Christ. However, the way we know today.
Yeah, you know they gotta play with it. They don't like that. But let me see.
Water, exactly the same. But now,
Let it out. Spit it out.
Poverty Point was made about 1500 BC. That's sure, about 1,500 years before Christ. However, the way we know today was a huge settlement, and it's massive settlement, was really built up, is the year 1,200 years.
And the other side is called Watson Great, which is really a magnificent site. And it's sort of what Poverty Point used to be. Poverty Point was a mysterious site, came out of nowhere, all these mountains and ridges, no antecedents. Well, now Watson Great is 2,000 years earlier, and people are suddenly saying the same question as to where did this one come from? Watson Great has a lot of similarity to Poverty Point, but it's just this magnificently large site right here in the Washita River Valley that we are hoping to turn into a state park in the next year or so it'll be available for all of the public to go out and take a look at the site. discovered all these ridges and mounds, and what we have are a total of 11 mounds, and they lettered them. And the largest mound here, A, is about 24 feet high and about 70 to 80 feet across. The second largest mound is 16 feet high and about 50 feet across. And the smallest mound, K, right here, is only about 3 feet high, with the other mounds varying in size. Now, the yellow stuff that you see here are ridges that they built to connect the mounds. So they weren't just building mounds, they were also building ridges. And for those of you who've been to Poverty Point, you may recall that they have ridges out there too. So this may be where the origin of the concept of ridges and mounds came from. This type of lots of great out from Louisiana. To give you an idea of the distance from this ridge to this ridge is 300 yards across. That's 3 football fields across. And that's pretty impressive for a site that's averaging about 5,500 years ago. And remember, Poverty Point dates to 33 to 3,700 years. These are the clay blocks like the ones that we have at Frenchman's Bend. These clay blocks that are with these early mountains, we're only finding them in 3 parishes in Louisiana. They're not being found anywhere else in North America at this point.
Nowhere else in North America at this point. Ain't nobody predating these people. And they form a... Hey, man, we them boys, man.
Yep, and that's how I figured out something else about what Tripoli really is. Because remember, Tripoli signed the agreement. It was really Tripoli, right? The Bay. So Tripoli is really, I know it's really Montreal, because Montreal mean the 3 hills of Mary. But this is what Tripoli is. It's a tripolity. And the tripoly is a 3-polity system. And that system would be Aborigine, business, and what was the third class? I forgot. Religion. It would be like what the Fulani Hausa is, Muslim, is to the Yoruba and the Igbo. Could you imagine the Igbo native tribe? And then the Yoruba, Lagos, Nigeria city. Then look at the Hausa big, religious people. That's the same polity. That's called a Tripoli. It's a tri-government in one. A tri-people. So that's what the Tripoli is over here. It was the Aboriginals, the big religion, and the business. The same thing the Europeans practice right now. The population, the finance, and the religion. They got it from us. The three-tier government.
What if someone told you that when the Native Americans came across the Bering Strait,
come on, that like they don't want to realize who invented this goddamn these science.
Had an established.
What's this?
So what if someone told you that that the first people who occupied America, the Native Americans, came here across the Bering Strait? But what if someone told you that when the Native Americans came across the Bering Strait, there were people already living here? These people had an established civilization that not only rivaled that of Egypt in its height, but is also much older. In fact, at the 1996 14th session of the United Nations Summer Conference, these people were recorded as the oldest indigenous people on Earth. In the next few minutes, we'll tell you about a very old and ancient people, the first Americans, the Washita de Dugdamanja. Although it is known by archaeologists, historians, and anthropologists that an old and ancient people occupied this land before the American Indian, up until recently, not much effort has been made to educate the general public of this fact.
What are the Washita Moor? What's a Washita? What's a Moor? And understand, I am a Washita Moor. The Washita Moors have not gone anywhere. We've not disappeared. We're still here. part of American history that most people want to talk about. But beyond just American history, Washington, we have our own history. The history of the Moors is there. It's been twisted and distorted. It's just murky legends and the stories that kind of hide the evidence of the Washington and the Moors. The evidence of the Washington is very prevalent. It's just not being promoted and being taught in the education system. No one wants to talk about a race of people who were here, civilized, organized, and giant black people.
The Washita are the dark-skinned original inhabitants of North and South America. They have been referred to as the
Bro,
civilization.
could y'all hear that the whole time?
The dark skin science.
Man, bro, the whole time I'm thinking y'all could see this video. Y'all couldn't see that the whole time, huh?
To educate the general public of this fact.
What are the Washington Moors? What's the Moor? And understand.
What?
I am a Washington Moor. The Washington Moors are not going anywhere. We've not anywhere. We're still here. We're still here.
Back it up.
We're still here.
That shit went back that far? That's crazy. Come on now.
That video about 30 years old.
On a conference, these people were recorded as the oldest indigenous people on Earth. In the next few minutes, we'll
hey,
tell
bro,
you about
bro, this video older than the people who in the Aboriginal movement.
the first Americans, the Washita, the Mountain.
Real.
They ain't never used. So this shit ain't never came across them to look at. Man, come on, man.
And anthropologists that an old and ancient people occupied this land before the American Indian. Up until recently, not much effort has been made to educate the general public of this fact.
What are the Washington Moors? What's the Moor?
Bro, we finna find Dr. Umar. Right, this the real Dr. Umar. This the damn Dr. Umar we finna find.
Wow.
And get the brother on the damn channel. And put an end to all this shit. Cause this brother been doing this for so damn long.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I know he probably don't want to waste his time, but we got to bring him out of retirement. Dr. R.A. Umar Shabazz Bey.
Understand. I am a Washington Moor. Washington Moors have not gone anywhere. We're still here. It's part of American history that most people want to talk about. But beyond just American history, the Washington, we have our own history. The history of the Moors is there. It's been twisted and distorted. It's just murky legends and the stories that kind of hide the evidence of the Washington and the Moors. The evidence of the Washington is very prevalent. It's just not being promoted and being taught in the education system. No one wants to talk about a
We got an echo.
Civilized, organized, and giant black people.
The Washita are the dark-skinned original inhabitants of North and South America. They have been referred to as the pre-Columbian civilizations, the prehistoric mound builders, the diggers, and the ancient ones. Certified legal documents of colonial and Spanish explorers identified the Washita as the ancient occupants of America. The Washita Nation are akin to the Moors of North Africa and are responsible for building the highly advanced geometric earthworks and sacred burial mounds found all over this continent.
People always ask, who are the mound builders? When did they exist? The mound builders are the indigenous original inhabitants of North and South America. The mound builders did not exist in a vacuum in one time period. We have always been here, and we shall always be here.
Modern scientists that all the continents on the earth were once connected in one piece of land. They call it Pangea. Washita history actually says the same thing as do the scriptures. The Washita, the indigenous people of this land that we now call America, were on this land when it was connected in one piece. When this land was connected to what is now called Africa, the Washita were on this land we call America. So the Washita do not come from anywhere. We did not come to America from someplace else. We're already here. We have always been here. Back to the time when scientists called the land Pangea, when it was one piece. So we have always been on this land. Poverty Point, located in Pioneer, Louisiana, near Monroe, is recognized as the second largest earthen pyramid in North America. This ancient site, called the Great Bird Mound by the natives, was a cultural center for the advanced temple mound pyramid civilization. Poverty Point, as it is currently called, is located in northeastern Louisiana in Washita Parish in the city of what is now called Monroe. America.
Hey,
this
that's
ancient
when you know
site,
they hate.
called the Great Bird Mound by the natives, was a cultural
And not
center
maybe
for the
brother out.
advanced temple mound pyramid civilization. Poverty Point, as it is currently called, is located in northeastern Louisiana in Washita Parish in the
I
city
guess they ain't like that
of
point
what
I was
is
driving
now
home.
called Monroe, or near Monroe. The Washita.
They ain't like I was
So we
driving this
have
point.
always been on the land Pangea when it was one piece. So we have always been on this Pangea.
So like I say, I guess they don't like what I said. That it's nobody in the community. Yeah, I'm back, brother. I appreciate you for hanging out. For sure. But nobody could say they were saying this before the Moors. Before the Washita, before the Moors. I'm gonna repeat it a couple of times and let her say it so you can know y'all hear it every day. You say it, people say it out their own mouth, but then they hate on the Moors. You repeating us.
When it was one piece. So we have always been on this land. When it was one, back to the time when scientists called the land Pangea, when it was one piece. So we have always been on this land from anywhere. We did not. The Washita do not come from anywhere. We did not come to America from someplace else. We were already here. Come to America. Do not come from anywhere. We did not come to America from someplace else. We were already here. We have always been here. Back to the time when scientists called the land Pangea, when it was one piece. So we have always been on it. Called the Great Bird Mound by the natives, was a cultural center for the advanced temple, mound, pyramid civilization. Poverty Point, as it is currently called, is located in northeastern Louisiana in Ouachita Parish in the city of what is now called Monroe, or near Monroe. The Ouachita referred to it as the Bird Mound because there is a very large earthen mound in the shape of a bird with outstretched wings. In some places, it measures 70 feet high. The wingspan of the bird is 640 feet, and it actually measures 710 feet from the head to the tail. At the base of the bird, at the foot, there are 6 concentric ridges composed of earth, and the Ouachita actually had their homes located on these ridges that at one time measured as high as 5 feet.
In a Western education world, Poverty Point has been identified as the oldest community in North America, in that Poverty Point was a complete city in construction. It's dynamics, it's the civil engineering that went to design the city has been copied for thousands of years, and the community is in the shape of a concentric ring, several concentric rings, and these rings are duplicated over and over again in the U.S. Congress where the seats are laid out, in the Roman Senate. You go to most entertainment venues, a theater, you'll find that modern-day theaters that are acoustically designed are in the same formation as Poverty Point, and Poverty Point being a place that is known to be as old as, or as young as, 12 centuries before the birth of Christ. When you speak of Poverty Point, you speak of a time that wasn't supposed to exist. Poverty Point, at its height, not at the beginning, but at its height, was at least 1,000 years before any agriculture was supposed to occur in North America. So Poverty Point has served as an anomaly for years when scientists came in and archaeologists came in and argued that there's no way this could exist. The archaeologists go and do research. They don't even have a name for the time period that they find artifacts at Poverty Point. And what's more, at Poverty Point, not only did they find artifacts there that would date back 1,000 years, but they were enduring years, and that these people showed a legacy of continuous occupation at Poverty Point. In that, I mean that they would do research and they would dig down 1 foot, and they might find something that was 4,000 years old. People might just find something 5,000 years old. Further down, 6,000 years old. So here you have evidence of a legacy of continuous occupation.
A commonly known place right here in Baton Rouge, the Indian Mounds on LSU campus, is actually a Ouachita site that predates Poverty Point.
We know that history has taught us in Western culture that Indians were a group of hunter-gatherers who supposedly came across the Bering Straits about 12,000 years ago and inhabited North America. And I'm here today to tell you that the mounds are not the product of an Indian culture. They're the product of the indigenous people, the original mound building, pyramid building, woolly head, black people. Here today at LSU, we'd explore some of the common history and mythology about the origin of the original civilizations in North America. Here the sign reads, hunter-gatherers built these 2 mounds 5,000 years ago. It goes on to read, they are older than the great Egyptian pyramids and predate Poverty Point, long believed to have been the oldest earthen mounds in North America. So here we have evidence once again of slight contradiction, but it's good because it says they are pyramids and predate the Egyptian pyramids in Egypt.
happens is the African condition will never be. We can never get out of our condition unless we polarize Saturn and Jupiter. The Sigi ceremony, and it had to been polarized in Africa by Africans. Even though we know that we are one people, that was just a particular part on which they had to get out of, which is also by us being one people. There's things that happen over in the West and things that happen in the East. But I'll go into some things that happen in the East. This is one of these. I'll give you one. This is one you be responsible for Xerox. And also, before I go into this, I got, yeah.
The effigies, the little people that they dug out of the mound. Have they had just like this? We go there every
I got the original one like this. Which one? I know you was looking for something like this. Remember now, that's the manifestation of what we talked about. And that's the number 9 here, as you see. But you are right. But going back, the black race could not get out of the condition not unless Saturn and Jupiter was repolarized. And it said it must have been repolarized in Africa by Africans at this particular time, even though we have things we have to do in the West, because we want to get out of this whole thing, of this Africa thing. We understand that the whole earth is ours. You understand? It was one landmass before the sinking of Atlantis and Lemuria or whatever. But the Sigi ceremony was important because it was the Dogon tribe who was the descendants of the ancient Kemites. So this is going on that side of the Atlantic. And once they repolarized, they did it every 60 years. Last time they did it was, and I have the actual dates, was 1944 was the last time they did it. 1944. I think it was black dot melanin is called the great works, and it says in esoteric it says the great works is one who who rises themselves to a certain level of pricehood, or one who is born with the great works, which is actually melanin. Now, this particular cycle is talking about not just they said that the birthday of Osiris. But Osiris is called Lord of the Perfect Black, which means Kim or Cam. So we're talking about black people also too, esoteric. So when they said the rise.
Yo, what's good, man?
Shout out to Lord Damien. And that's what PNF was just saying about the Kim. He just said, Kim meaning black. And that's what we said about the Sagamores. The Sagamores or the Sakim.
Yo, you can pull up you can pull up the immigrant camps, the homeless immigrant camps in Cali. Or pull that shit up. United States immigrants camps. When you look at that image, side by side with the image of the motherfuckers living in teepees, you see it's the same shit. Only refugees and immigrants live in teepees and tents. And nomadic people. It don't make no kind of goddamn sense. Because on one side, you got the narrative that these are some Plains Indians and these motherfuckers hunt. Man, if we in the biodiverse capital of the world with all of these fruits and vegetables, why the hell is niggas not farming? You know what I'm saying? That's how you know that they not the original people. Because you got whole agricultural shit going on all through South America and throughout the East Coast. Sashi.
Chemic.
Yeah, that Kim mean black.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If they like that, see. See. That was old Bobby Hemmett trying to kiss up to the Empress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I seen it breaking down the Washington. That's what I'm saying, man. You know the Washington ain't come over no goddamn Bering Strait. Like these, like it don't even feel like it'd be worth it. Like I don't even have energy to argue with certain people because it's like you don't know this basic shit. You know what I'm saying? How we gonna have any type of debate? You know what I'm saying? Like it's mainstream accepted that the Washington is not no Bering Strait people. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
it ain't even worth it to even talk to these motherfuckers if they don't know that. Like it's straight up cognitive dissonance. These niggas call themselves the original people. Motherfuckers want to be Afrocentric, so motherfuckers could anybody from you got brown skin from all over the world, but they don't want to accept that niggas over here got that complexion too, and the phenotypes.
Let me see.
The rise of prices, the rise of society based on birthday goals. I really believe that everybody you meditate on Saturday or in some type of conscious position a month ago. Anyway, but the deal is we went to the mall. On Saturday the 9th, after the 8th, we had a cycle between the 8th, between the 4th, and the 10th. On the 9th, we met up with a Native American, a Native Indigenous spirit, ancient spirit called Thunderdog, which is also, I've been indicated as a form of Obatala, Heru, and just a form of the Christ. Also Thunderdog, and also that dog means the dog star also too. And Sebek, which is Sebek or Anpu, which is Sebek is Anpu, which is the actual Anubis or Anpu, that dog you see, which is symbolized as the color. The ears are gold and the body is black. The black and gold is also called the sun in Sirius. The sun in Sirius also Jah, which is a form of the Christ. The sun in Sirius. Atan is a form of the sun in Sirius, the black and gold. You see, so and also Ra is a part of that. So now, we met up with this particular Native American spirit, and they said that we needed to make a union with them because they said that their spirit.
So miraculous how the pieces is falling together and how the knowledge and information is falling together spiritual until I knew last night we should meet. And when I got here, we was talking about going down to Omaha. And I said, well, they need to come here. Because when I got here, I met a spirit in this room that we have angels around us now. Angels around us. I said, I can't leave here because this is what the presence is.
That's funny. They instructed us to make the union was to build a temple in your house, an altar. And in that altar, you were supposed to take something wooden. It's got to be something wooden. If it's a table or anything, it's got to be wooden. It can't be, got to be natural. It's got to be natural. That's it. Exactly. I was going to explain that to her too. Yeah, that's true.
Give my keys. You got it.
Ain't that something? Free Detroit. Isn't that something?
But remember it was the altar of the tones too. Remember it was the altar of the tones.
You see all of those feathers and all that dancing that amplify the static electricity off of their bodies.
Coochie ball in the morning when the sun come up. I'll be drinking my favorite from a golden cup. Taco Mofino make a hunane. You gonna be Washington Nation this Sunday. Try
Wow. Yeah. You see all of those feathers? You got all those feathers on your clothes. Like you ever wear like certain type of cotton and it just make you more static like than other clothes. Like that's another effect I have in all of those costumes. So you dancing and you moving around in them groups and you drawing up a lot of energy.
Welcome to the my-moo.com podcast. My-moo.com is your source for information on James Churchward and his theories of the lost continent of Mu.
Bermuda.
Podcast theories of the lost continent of Mu. Podcast 18, James. In researching my great-grandfather James Churchward, I am sometimes confronted with reference to his works. In some cases, the proposals supported by James' words agree in principle with the worldview espoused by James. In other cases, such as references to his work, another category encompasses those academic theories that associate James' words and theories with a theory that he did not espouse. Still another category are those theories that completely contradict his theory, cast theories that does not agree with his written works, although he is used as the source. The Moorish Empire Washita claims sovereignty over every other individual, state, county, or sovereign body, and to the world at large. Their assertion rests on their claim to be descendants of the Earth's first humans from the motherland of Mu. Furthermore, to quote a posted history, our Washita Nation is a sovereign body of freedom-loving indigenous people who have existed all over the world and specifically on the North American continent for thousands of years. We were here long before Columbus discovered the New World. We, Washita people, who have always been guided by a bloodline of empresses, are known as the Mound Builders. This is evidenced by hundreds of man-made mounds all across the continent, particularly in the Deep South. Our ancient territory covers much of the North American continent and more recently evidenced in the area of the so-called Louisiana Purchase. And contained in a subsequent passage, we believe ourselves to be the original people of the Creator, the mothers and fathers of all civilized peoples on earth. As black, bushy-haired Homo sapiens, we can produce all other races, and no race can produce black individuals except black females and males. James Churchward's maps of his lost continent of Mu are used, and his name is bandied about as the authority on this subject. so one might expect to find mention of them in his books. These expectations would be sorely disappointed. I sent an email to the contact address on the website to request an interview. However, I did not receive a reply. I offer an open invitation to the Empress of Mu or her representative to discuss the contents of this presentation. So, what does James say about the black people of Mu and the colonization of the Americas? First, in the 1931 Children of Mu, page 98, James states, "The ancient Amazon route. Two of the most puzzling questions I've had to solve to be the slightest bit satisfied with my work was to tell how Negroes got to Atlantis and how Negroes got to Africa. Two facts had to be faced. Fact one, all the earth was peopled from Mu, the motherland. Fact two, the home of the Negro in the motherland was at the southwest corner of Mu, which is now represented by various clusters of islands called Melanesia, and here today are Negroes, descendants of those who were saved when Mu was engulfed. The Tibetan tablet map answers the questions. The inhabitants of the Melanesian islands prove it." And from the same book on page 101, as is shown by various documents, Atlantis had a
Like, bro, like, all this come from the Moors. You feel me? People just excluding the Moors from all their philosophy, right? So everybody will be like, those people over there by Malaysia and all those oceanic people with them afros and them hair picks, man, them are people too. That's what the Moor has been telling you when we talk about the continent of Mu. You feel me? The remnants of the continent of Mu are those Malaysian islands. You know what I'm saying? All of that Oceania region. Because we think Australia is just in the middle of nowhere. It's literally a chain of islands leading all the way. The Fiji Islands and the Malaysia Islands all lead up to Australia. You know? So Moore has been saying that. Other people act like they just had a premonition or a prophecy. They lying to y'all. These thoughts ain't jumping on my damn body's head. They just forgot where they heard it from. And they don't, if they did forget or not, they just don't care to tell you because they steady hating on the Moors. Why would they tell you? The Moors said that 30 years before me, but yeah, I said it yesterday. Cool. I'm rocking with the Moors. I don't need the Johnny come lately to teach me.
The colored population in the South. I have never come across any documents showing that any Negroes were known in Central and North America. Being in Atlantis and none in Central and North America, the question was, how did they get into Atlantis? Subsequently, the Tibetan map answered the question. They came through the Amazonian Sea, therefore never touched Central or North America. In Africa, the Negroes and Negroids spread themselves out, multiplied and prospered up to the time that the mountains were raised. Then they suffered. The Zulus have a tradition that they did not always live in South Africa. They only came to South Africa from their home in the north when nearly all the people were destroyed by the raising of the mountains. A company escaped with their lives and came to South Africa. These were the forefathers of the Zulu nation. With regards to the claims of sovereignty over America as the original indigenous people, and using James Churchward as a source, the Washita, as a black nation, never peopled North or Central America. Since James wrote that no Negroes were in Central and North America, it is ridiculous for the Washita Nation to claim to be and indigenous people of America, and to use him as a source to make this claim. Another point arises from James' earlier quote. Fact 1. All the earth was peopled from Mu, the motherland. The Washita Nation's apparent claim to be the only people descended from Mu is not supported by James' writing. In summary, the use of James Churchward's name and theories to support or lend credibility to the theory of a black indigenous people in North and Central America is academic and scholarly fraud. The evidence is clear and contained in James Churchward's writings. To state otherwise and further divide people tramples on James' belief that all Earth's people are from Mu and are entitled to the same birthright. If there is other supporting evidence for these theories, I would caution persons to demand secondary sources and the scholarly detail necessary to unwrite a fully researched and sourced history that currently exists. If someone manufactures such a major portion of their theory, what else could be lies? For those who may view this presentation as an attack on your birthright, or faith, or history, the onus is on you to provide sources for your claims. When someone comes along and sells you a bill of goods and the inventory doesn't match, why go after the guy counting the inventory?
Yo, so he's saying that James Churchward is the end all and be all of the information about America, and he's also saying that their whole perspective is based on James Churchward as a source as opposed to just some reference. Because I don't know that. Because
it's taking shit, but yeah, like you hit it right on the head.
And then what else too? Because on one hand, he's saying that everybody comes from Mu, and that all people are descendants, sovereign, and all that. But if the Washita claim that they're the oldest people and said that they the fathers and mothers of all civilization, and that still applies. The only difference between the way
you see what he was trying to show?
He's trying to take them out the picture.
He tried to show a fair-skinned woman and a burly bearded man that was very swarthy, and tried to make it seem like everybody couldn't have came from no nigga like him. You know what I'm saying? Look at this woman. She could have produced the Asiatic race and other races and eventually the white race, but no way it could have came from this black man.
Yeah, you know he bugging because he really tried to make it seem like James Churchward is the foremost expert and end all be all and know every artifact, every mummy, all of that. Like, fuck out of here. They refer to James Churchward material. That don't mean that niggas read James Churchward shit and it was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we gonna run with that. Like they got it from James Churchward. That's what he's trying to say. Like that's their source.
Hell no, they predate these punk ass.
Yeah, what time when this nigga wrote his shit? That was the homie grandfather, right?
Yeah, it's his grandfather, so it wasn't even long ago. You know what I'm saying? No more than 100 years. You might be talking about great granddad at the most.
Yeah, so he said granddad, I think. So that you know what I'm saying? So no Washita was claiming to be the original people before James Churchward.
Man, that's Washita history, even the Mayan history. Speak on move. So ain't none of that come from him.
Yeah, you know like. Trying to take credit for the whole realm of information. Like some type of master teacher or something.
Interview questions and really get down into details about pyramids in America. All right. So the first question, Mr. Omar, we're going to ask about who built these ancient mounds.
The ancient mounds were built by the original people here. We call them the mound builders. The mound people. We call ourselves Moor. It's called Moor. And we didn't have the Atlantic Ocean, the ocean, land was all together. So at that point, when the mound was built in what we call North America, the people here were called Moor. That was called Moor. To this day, the planet is still called Moor in the language. What's the Spanish word for the world? Mundo. Okay, what's the French word for the world? It's Moor. Around the world is called Moor somewhere. So these pyramids were built by people called Moor, indigenous people who did not migrate here, but were put here by Almighty God.
All right. That's great. Great answer.
Who did not migrate here, but were put here by Almighty God. Around the world is called Moor somewhere. So these pyramids were built by people called Moor, indigenous people who did not migrate here, but were put here by Almighty God.
All right.
Called Moor in the language. What's the Spanish word for the world? Mundo. Okay, what's the French word for the world? It's Moor. Around the world is called Moor somewhere. So these pyramids were built by people called Moor, indigenous people called North America. The people here were called Moor. That was called Moor. To this day, the planet is still called Moor in the language. What's the Spanish word for the world? Mundo. Okay, what's the French word for the world? It's Moor. Around the world is called Moor somewhere. So these pyramids were built by people they were 1,000 years old. Okay. Then they discovered the mounds in Louisiana. That's why I moved back to Louisiana. The one.
Mr. Shabazz can go forward with that. All right.
Okay. So the oldest mound I found is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That's why I moved back to Louisiana. The one studied the history of Moorish exploration. First was thought that the mounds in Ohio River Valley, the thing they call Hope Mounds, they were 1,000 years old. Okay. Then they discovered the mounds in Cahokia, St. Louis area, the giant monk mound, the mounds in Florida. But they came out of Louisiana, they found a place called Poverty Point in the 1950s. Poverty Point, known as Owl Mecca by indigenous people. But in the 1950s, that mound was found to be more than 1,000 years older than the previous understanding of mound culture. The mound they found in Louisiana called the Bird Mound, Poverty Point, is a huge city. It's called the first city community in America, civilized city in America. And it dates back to maybe 3,000 to 4,000 years old. Okay, that's not the oldest, because not far from that place they call Poverty Point, named for this poverty-ridden plantation nearby. Okay, not the people who built the mound. That name applies to the white settlers came in there in the 1800s. There are mounds along the Washita River, about 30 miles from the Poverty Point mound, that are similar in shape, a place called Watson Break, that are dated back to 6,000 to 7,000 years old. So along the Washita River, you have Monroe, Louisiana today, you have evidence of ancient mounds dating back to 6,000 to 7,000 years. North of Monroe, you have a place called Frenchman's Bend, 6,000 years old. You come down to what you call Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Understanding Monroe was called the Maison Rouge. Maison Rouge was the family that the French family that got the land right for there. Baton Rouge is still part of the Rouge, still part of the Maison Rouge family, but it has mounds that are called Montesano mounds. If you go to Baton Rouge now, you have the Louisiana State University, LSU. On their campus, they have two mounds known to be 5,000 years old. And a plaque that says these predate the mounds in Egypt. And that's nice, but they're not the oldest mounds in Louisiana. Okay. You go up near Southern University, the place called Montesano, the creek. It's the only creek in Baton Rouge that flows to the Mississippi River. Along that creek, you find evidence of mound dating back to over 8,000 years old. And there are even older mounds in a place, rivers called Damien River, Cook River, dating back 8 to 10,000 year old mounds in Louisiana. And there's archaeological documentation that clearly states that the mound at Montesano, typically called Mound A, is the oldest known mound in the United States. And the mounds are so old that you will learn in the 1950s, they had to create a whole new dating system. Before we had BC, AD, CE, that is something called BP. Okay, before this period. So Poverty Point Mound created a whole new era in dating, carbon dating, okay? So you see something called BEP. BEP is based on sometime in the 1950s. It means from this point forward, from this point back. So the mounds are old. The oldest known mound can be found, or the location of it can be found in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, because sure that they found they never tore it down, but there's still evidence, record of it in public documentation, archaeological research.
I really appreciate the book that you have me read. You sent to me. I read it. It's Arkansas Mounds book. It's by Peter, if I'm not mistaken. This book right here. Beautiful. Martha Jeter. Martin Jeter. Sorry. And it's basically journals and everything that you want to know about these mountains. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. The next question here: how long the Washita tribe have been in America/Turtle Island? Folks, I don't know if you know anything about Turtle Island, but we're gonna let Mr. Shabazz tell you some more.
Okay, the Washita tribe is actually an empire of several nations. Anybody in North America known as a Native American, indigenous person, Indian, we're going to call them, all indigenous people here, native people here, come out of the Washita Nation, out of the Washita tribe. We have always been here from the beginning. We have no beginning and we'll have no ending, okay? Now, the Imperial Washita Nation, as we know it, based on the teaching of the Empress of Washita, actually began in 1992. Upon the Empress going to the state of Louisiana and acquiring a document that said she, her tax adjudicated title to the land that her family had based on the Mason Land Grant. That was 1992. 1995, I was working with the Empress and she had several meetings from 90 to 95. 95, I came down and agreed to come on board and work with the Washita government. We formed something called the Imperial Washita Nation. It became like our Washington, D.C. in the Washita proper. And from the Imperial Washita Nation, we began the process of contacting international bodies. Everything that dealt with the state of Louisiana, we dealt with every department in the United States government, executive branch. And when I came on board, my role was to have Empress go international. So first we did was contact the International Court of Justice to find out how do we file human rights charges against the United States. That was 95. In 1996, we were invited to come to the United Nations Peace Palace in Geneva, Switzerland, where we participated in different meetings with indigenous people from all around the world in 1996. And at that time, I was this blessed opportunity to help elaborate the wording of the United Nations Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People. So in 1996, you actually have the world first learned about the Washita Nation, the Imperial Washita Nation. In 1996, the Washita Nation got recognized at the United Nations Conference as the oldest indigenous people on Earth, based on the documentation we share with them. There are other. It
wasn't based on James Churchward.
Civilization, organized body politic. The Washita Nation is one of the oldest body politics found in the world. We've been around forever.
Nah, I mean,
we're still here to find a record of the first, I guess, written history of the Washita goes back to the 90s. The Empress of Washita began her studies in the 1960s based on her grandmother's record she left for her. In 1992, the Empress first launched the concept of the Washita Moors, spelled with a U. I've been a member of the Moor Science Temple for several years. Spelling the word Moor was two O's, and suddenly I was just overwhelmed with the fact that it's two U's. And from there, I just understood from further study how the letter U had been removed from the English language. So you go study Noah Webster and the creation of the dictionary. You see how Webster campaigned to get the U removed from the English language. Oh, really? Okay, so that's a little study. The letter U, Noah Webster.
Oh, another study. Well, since you jumped to that, I'm gonna jump to that to this question then. What is the difference between a Washita Moor and a Moorish American or a Moor?
Okay, so Moorish American regularly speaks about members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Much respect to Noble Drew Ali. So Moorish Americans are members of the Moorish Science Temple. They don't consider themselves to be black, Negro, Ethiopian, all the color, all the things that nobody really talked about. They talk about their nationality, being Moorish American, U.S. citizens. Okay, Moorish Americans, the Moorish Science Temple trace their roots back to Moab, to being Moabites, and they use the flag that's now being used by Morocco. And so Moor, M-O-R, Moor, trace our roots back to North Africa. So I mean Moor. I do the Moor science also with the university, good university in Texas. I graduated from all those institutions. I graduated from Moor science. I have much respect for it, but I'm no longer active in the temple where people are. Washita Moor in New York are indigenous people to North America. They don't trace their roots back to Morocco or to Moab, but to the Washita, the land. And that's now is Washita Moor. Okay. Washitas do consider some men do consider to be black, but you have Washitas who are black, white, brown, red, they might be some blue ones from outer space, I don't know. But color was never an issue. Right. Because of Washita Moor, because our people all shades, all color. Color is really a modern invention. Right. From the 1800s.
That's how they divide and conquer, yeah.
So simply put, Moorish Americans tie themselves to the Moorish Science Temple teaching, the local Juali. Washita Moors are indigenous people who have a tribal birthright based on a location where they were born, geographic location. Right. So when I was in the Moorish Science of America, we had the Moorish flag, the red flag with the green star. Fine, that's no problem. The Washita has their own flag. The Washita flag is on the back of the book. It's a picture of a pyramid that's been opened up and all four sides killed open. So the aerial view of a pyramid. So the Washita have their own flag, different from the Moorish Science of America. Yet many members of the Moorish Science of America can trace their roots back to the Washita. Like most people, most people in America and who have some mixed heritage will trace their roots back to Washita. Every person who will say they were Hispanic, Latino, that is Washita. That's indigenous. So you take the word Indian and replace it with the word Moor in New York, everywhere you see it. Indigenous, everywhere you say we're Indian, put the word indigenous. Autochthonal, the original, we are the original people in this land.
All right. Well said. All right, I'm gonna run through this real quick. We're not gonna use that one because you already summed that one up. Now, I've done a little research, and I was wondering about these Olmecs. How long these Olmecs been around, and where they really originated from?
Okay, you said the word Olmec. Olmec is a word that was invented in the 1920s by a museum curator in New York City. And we're going to talk about the people, talking about art culture, art style they found in Central Mexico and Central America. Okay, the people there, Olmec refers to like rubber tree people. People there were called chief people. The chief people. So people they call Olmecs, like Van Sermon dates the Olmecs to about 1500 BC. But if you go down to Mexico, you'll find caves on the Pacific coast of Mexico with pictures of Moors on dating back over 6,000 years. So you have evidence of Moors in people, dark people of color in Mexico going back over 6,000 years. Okay. So you say Olmec, the first Olmec cave we see those right here was found in 1850, like 1858, right before the Civil War. Oh yeah. And so that was 1858. So we're talking about 150 years, a little less than 200 years. Right. They found the first Olmec cave. And they've been found not only in Mexico, but all through South and Central America. You find those giant heads, those colossus, African faces with those helmets on them, and they're priests, and they're honored, and they're all over Mexico. But along with those African heads in the Olmec artwork, you find images of Indians, of Asiatic, Chinese-looking characters. You can find images of bearded Europeans in Mexico. So the Olmec culture was built in America on the thinnest strip of land. If you're trying to get from Atlantic Ocean to Pacific Ocean, you go right to the Olmec work, right there in Mexico, okay, the isthmus of the Central America. And that is where I understand that in spite of the fact that we're told that the ancient people didn't have boats, the first person on boats come across the ocean, there's evidence of thousands of people come from the Polynesian Islands to Central America, Mexico, China. There's a book called 1421, Chinese Discovered America. So we understand we're dealing with a system of mythology called Western culture. We must make allowance for the fact that some of those things are lies. Even though they've been repeated so many times that people think they're true, they're still mythological. All European history is based on mythology. They call it Greek mythology. And Roman mythology. Because they have no antiquity to their history. mean, at one point, the country of what they call Greece was once called Pyrrhus. Okay, Rome was on the Etruscan Peninsula, and Spain was on the Iberian Peninsula. There was no Spain, Italy, or Greece when they were Kemetic colonies. Okay, so
okay. All right, so let's move on to the next one, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Now, you came to the lecture today. I want the people to know where they can find your material and information, and more about the pyramids in America, the mounds, and also more of your studies.
Okay, so I have several websites I've set up. One is called Moors.com, MURS.com, PyramidsInAmerica.com, Hotep.org, HOTEP.org. I have the Black Invention Museum.org. I have a lot of things I do. So my information is available. Probably go to Hotep.org and have links to all of the sites. And as we speak, I'm completing more books, more DVD. For a long time, I was just kind of quiet and a little ignoring this. But now I have, the past year, decided I'm going to go out. I'll stop this share with you today. All these documents I had buried for 10 years. I'm going to publish this information and get it out. I think it's very important that people have another view of our history. Because right now,
And YouTube be hating on me so hard.
Yeah,
like my name ain't Shadow Band for nothing, boy. I'm talking about they seen about 7 people in here and shut it down. Like, hey, stop it. I'm like, damn, what I did. As soon as he said Moors.com, I pulled it up. Why these people playing with the Moors? Why these people playing with the Moors? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I like to build with that brother because I guarantee that he'll say this the old land of the Bible. And that would make Moab, Utah, the real Moab, and that would mean Moabites are from right here. You know what I mean? So that's just a little simple thing that I know I bet I could clear up with him. Because he been did that video. So it's died in 2014. I should have had met her. Because I was already hip to this, you know what I'm saying? I've been a more since 2011 as far as nationalized, you know what I mean? I wish I'd have met her.
Yeah, everything got its time though.
They don't say that though. Look, people don't like to talk about that. By the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations Commission on Human Rights in 1996. You feel me? Come on, man.
So they got all that recognition supposedly based on James Churchward.
Exactly, bro. Page 21 of the final list of
So what? They went to Congress with a copy of like one of James Churchward's books, and it was like, "Look, that's us."
Yes, sir.
That shit don't make no sense because you know how much shit how much roadblocks they try to go through to try to deny motherfuckers from being from here, let alone to acknowledge these people as being the oldest based on his granddaddy's work. Fuck out of here.
Now these the founding fathers. Like these the new age founding fathers.
They was all there at that presentation. Single Mike. Yo, damn your audio. Yeah, they blocking you hard, son.
It is wicked how they keep doing that. Yeah, but I appreciate y'all time. It's a shame I keep getting knocked out. Yep, like the brother said, Moor, Utah. Or Moab, Utah. That's real. Man, I appreciate y'all time. I have to end up chopping the end of this video because you know, YouTube hating on me. And one thing is another. Until next time, appreciate y'all.